Welcome to today's episode. We're diving into John C. Maxwell's transformative book, Be All You Can Be. Imagine unlocking your full potential, turning every challenge into a stepping stone, and realizing that failure is never final. Maxwell shows us that with vision, commitment, and the right mindset, we can grow beyond limits and become everything we're capable of. According to John C. Maxwell, the difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is vision. Vision gives life direction. Without it, people drift. They react to circumstances instead of shaping their future. Vision is what allows you to see not just where you are, but where you could be. People don't fail because of a lack of talent. They fail because of a lack of vision. Vision fuels motivation. It creates purpose. It pulls you forward even when the road is hard. Maxwell describes vision as deeply personal. It's not borrowed dreams or other people's expectations. True vision comes from understanding your strengths, your passions, and your calling. When your vision aligns with who you truly are, persistence becomes natural. Vision must be clear and compelling. Vague dreams don't inspire action. Clear vision turns obstacles into temporary challenges, not permanent barriers. It gives you the courage to keep going when progress feels slow. Most importantly, Maxwell emphasizes that vision always comes before victory. You don't stumble into success by accident. You move toward it intentionally. Vision allows you to live proactively instead of reactively. Success is something everyone wants, but very few people clearly understand. Success is not accidental, and it's not reserved for a lucky few. Success follows a formula, and anyone willing to follow it can grow into their potential. Maxwell challenges a common myth that success comes from talent alone. Talent matters, but it's only a starting point. What truly determines success is the daily combination of attitude, discipline, and intentional action. He emphasizes that success is a process, not an event. There is no single moment where everything suddenly changes. Instead, success is built slowly, through small, consistent decisions made every day. The direction of your habits matters more than occasional bursts of effort. Successful people don't blame circumstances, background, or other people. They take ownership of their choices and understand that growth begins when excuses end. Maxwell also highlights the power of learning and self-discipline. Growth requires stretching beyond comfort, embracing effort, and committing to continual improvement. The formula works only when you show up consistently, especially on the days you don't feel motivated. Success isn't magic. It's intentional. When you combine the right attitude, disciplined habits, and a commitment to growth, you begin to live out your potential and move closer to becoming all that you can be. Growth never happens in comfort. John C. Maxwell makes a bold statement. If you want success, you must be willing to stretch. Most people like improvement, as long as it doesn't feel uncomfortable. But Maxwell explains that real success begins the moment you step beyond what feels safe and familiar. Stretching means challenging your limits, taking risks, and accepting that growth will sometimes feel awkward, slow, or even painful. He reminds us that potential is only a promise. It becomes reality only when we intentionally push ourselves. Stretching requires effort, courage, and patience. But it's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Stretching doesn't mean reckless jumping. It's intentional growth, setting higher standards, learning new skills, and raising expectations for yourself. Every stretch expands your capacity and prepares you for greater responsibility and opportunity. Fear is often the sign you're on the edge of growth. Those who avoid fear stay stuck. Those who move forward despite it discover new strength and confidence. If you want more success, don't wait until you feel ready. Stretch first, and growth will follow. Because becoming all you can be requires leaving behind who you've been. People remain victorious, not because life gets easier, but because their vision gets stronger. When challenges appear, vision becomes an anchor. It reminds you why you started when progress feels slow or obstacles feel heavy. Vision must be kept alive. Left unattended, it fades. Nurtured intentionally, it grows clearer and more compelling. Victorious people revisit their vision regularly, refine it, and let it guide their decisions, even when the cost is high. Vision fuels perseverance. Talent may open doors, but vision keeps you walking through them. Without vision, discouragement wins. With vision, setbacks become temporary and meaningful. Maxwell also reminds us that vision always requires sacrifice. You can't pursue a strong future while holding tightly to an easy present. Victory belongs to those who are willing to let go of comfort in exchange for purpose. Vision isn't just about seeing the future, it's about staying committed to it. When your vision is clear and alive, it gives you strength to endure, courage to persist, and the power to become all that you can be. Success doesn't begin with action. It begins with vision, words, and courage. John.C.Maxwell explains that growth follows a simple but powerful sequence. See it, say it, seize it. First, see it. You must be able to picture the future before you can move toward it. If you can't see yourself growing, leading, or succeeding, you'll never take the first step. Vision shapes belief, and belief shapes behavior. Next, say it. What you say about yourself matters. Words reinforce belief. When you speak your vision out loud, you give it strength and clarity. People who never articulate their goals rarely commit to them. Speaking it is an act of ownership. Finally, seize it. Vision and words mean nothing without action. Seizing requires courage, the willingness to act despite fear, uncertainty, or imperfect conditions. Opportunities don't wait for confidence. Confidence grows when you move. Many people see opportunities but never speak them, or say the right things but never act. Only those who complete all 3 steps turn potential into reality. See the future you want. Say it with confidence. And then, seize it with action. Because becoming all you can be requires more than dreaming. It requires deciding. Most people believe success comes from talent. John.C.Maxwell disagrees. Maxwell introduces the 101% principle, the idea that attitude matters more than ability. Talent, skills, and experience are important, but they are never enough on their own. What pushes people from average to excellent is the extra 1%, a positive, growth-oriented attitude. Maxwell explains it this way. Even if someone has 99% ability, a negative attitude can cancel it out. But with the right attitude, people amplify everything they have. Attitude determines how you approach challenges, respond to failure, and treat others. Attitude is a daily choice. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. The most successful people bring energy, optimism, and responsibility into every situation, even difficult ones. Maxwell also connects attitude to influence. People with strong attitudes lift others. They create momentum, build trust, and attract opportunities. In contrast, negative attitudes drain teams and limit potential. Your success isn't just about what you can do, it's about how you show up. When ability and attitude come together, you reach 101%. And that's where growth, leadership, and lasting success begin. Sometimes, in our rush to solve problems, we forget what's really important. Don't sacrifice the essentials while chasing solutions. Leaders often face pressure to fix things quickly, processes, systems, or results. But if we focus only on the immediate problem, we may unintentionally destroy what matters most: relationships, trust, morale, and the core values that sustain long-term success. Solutions should never compromise principles or people. True leaders think strategically, they solve the problem, but they also protect the heart of the organization. Urgency and care must coexist. Quick fixes without foresight can create bigger problems down the road. Don't just solve problems, solve them wisely. Protect what truly matters while pursuing results. Because real success isn't just about fixing issues, it's about growing sustainably, with integrity, and without losing what you can't replace. We often think the world's problems are ours, and that thinking can paralyze us. John.C.Maxwell challenges this common mindset. He explains that most problems aren't personal. They're part of the process. Setbacks, obstacles, and criticisms are inevitable on the road to success. But the key is how you define the problem. Often, people treat challenges as threats to their identity or self-worth, when in reality, they are simply hurdles to overcome. He introduces a powerful perspective: detach from the drama. The problem may exist, but it doesn't define you. Focus on solutions, not blame. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I do next?" Learn from every challenge. Each problem carries lessons that shape growth, resilience, and skill. Reframing problems prevents unnecessary stress. When you see a problem as a tool for learning rather than a personal attack, you gain control and maintain momentum. Your problem is not your identity, it's your opportunity. Detach, assess, act, and grow. The sooner you stop owning problems as personal failures, the sooner you start using them to become all you can be. Failure happens to everyone. Even the most successful people stumble. But what separates the winners from the rest is how they respond. Failure is not final. It's a temporary setback, a lesson, and an opportunity to grow. The problem isn't failing, it's giving up after failing. Most people fear failure because they see it as the end of the road, a permanent mark on their abilities or worth. But in reality, failure is simply feedback. Each mistake carries insight, guidance, and the chance to improve. If you let failure define you, it limits growth. If you see failure as temporary and correctable, it becomes a tool for learning and eventual victory. Failing doesn't make you a failure. What matters is whether you stand up, learn, and move forward. Embrace failure as part of the journey, because each setback is a stepping stone to becoming all you can be. Life is full of crossroads. Every day you make choices, some small, some life-changing, but every choice shapes your future. John.C.Maxwell emphasizes that your decisions, not your circumstances, determine your destiny. Talent, luck, or background might influence your path, but the ultimate direction comes from the choices you make. People often wait for the perfect moment or hope someone else will guide them, but waiting leads to stagnation. Those who succeed take responsibility. They decide to act, to grow, and to push forward despite uncertainty. Small choices, made consistently, lead to big results over time. Conversely, Indecision or poor choices can quietly steer a life off course. Maxwell calls this the principle of decision over destiny, the idea that you are the architect of your future. Your destiny isn't written in your circumstances, it's written in your decisions. Decide to act, decide to grow, and decide to become all you can be. The power is in your hands. Many people live in survival mode. They wake up just trying to get through the day, pay the bills, avoid mistakes, stay safe. John.C.Maxwell challenges that mindset with a powerful truth. You were not created just to survive. You were created to thrive. Survival thinking keeps people small. When your goal is only to survive, you avoid risk, fear change, and settle for less than your potential. Life becomes about protection instead of progress. But successful people make a different decision. They move from survival to significance. They stop asking, "How do I avoid loss?" and start asking, "How do I grow?" Thriving requires courage. It means stepping beyond comfort, accepting responsibility, and choosing growth even when it feels unsafe. Survival avoids failure. Growth embraces learning. Survival mode often comes from fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change. But fear loses its power the moment you decide that growth matters more than comfort. You don't have to live just to survive. You can choose to grow, to lead, and to pursue purpose. The moment you stop surviving and start growing is the moment you begin to become all you can be. Talent opens the door, vision lights the way, but commitment is what keeps you walking through it. Success is rarely about luck or circumstance. It's about consistent, unwavering commitment to your goals, your growth, and your purpose. Maxwell emphasizes that commitment is a choice, not a feeling. You won't always feel motivated or inspired, but deciding to stick with your vision and take action anyway is what separates those who achieve from those who only dream. Challenges will test your resolve. Obstacles, distractions, and even failure are inevitable. But committed people don't give up. They adjust, learn, and keep moving forward. Commitment transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Commitment is visible in daily action. It's in the small, consistent choices. Showing up when it's hard, doing what needs to be done, and prioritizing growth over comfort. Over time, these choices compound into extraordinary results. Commitment is the bridge between dreams and achievement. Decide to commit fully, act consistently, and don't quit when the going gets tough, because only through commitment can you truly become all you can be. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, the journey to becoming all you can be doesn't end here. It starts with the choices you make tomorrow. Your potential is waiting, your future is in your hands, and your victory begins the moment you decide to act. Go out, see it, say it, seize it, and become all you can be. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and share it with your friends and colleagues who are ready to grow and reach their full potential.